Okay, so we need to figure out what happens now that Seru has just teleported away and appeared on the doorstep of Visley socialite Audsley Barron.
I will knock.
Okay.
Emulating what Atrix did earlier.
Okay. And almost immediately the door opens up. It's Mouthless Max. And he looks at you expectantly.
I'll say we found where the Smouldering Violin is, but it is in the process of being sold by the thief to Kiana. So if you could take me to Audsley and we can have her intervene.
He motions for you to come in.
I step in.
He takes you to the exact same room that you were in before. Audsley is there reclining on her couch exactly as she was before. And he motions for you to go up to her.
All right, I wait till I have her attention.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say,
yes, you've come back, but you've lost a few. I'm sorry, but acceptable losses.
No, they're fine. They are actually with the thief and the woman the thief is trying to sell your violin to.
Sell my violin?
She is selling stolen goods, yes. If you could come with me, or...
You can't sell the Smouldering Violin. It's priceless.
I understand. It is a foolish thing. I'm actually not particularly good at persuading people, but you want your violin back, and I know where it is, so can you teleport us to Kiana's home? Because that's where it is. And my friends are there making sure that it doesn't get away.
I don't understand. I thought that was your job, darling.
Kiana does not believe that it is stolen.
Well, tell her it is.
She doesn't believe us because she doesn't know us. But you have a lot more clout than I do. She would, of course, recognize your authority as a person of some standing in this city.
You can try a persuasion roll. I think it's going to be difficult.
I think you're appealing to the right thread, though. The self-importance.
I'm going to spend benefit interaction, and I'm going to use Swordledge.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
So, it's just a venture of... Well, I don't have any skill for this. So, venture 1. I rolled a 4 and a 6.
She says, "Oh, bother. Max, bring me my notebook." And with surprising speed, as though he had almost anticipated this, Max shows up with a notebook and brings it over to her along with a quill pen. She opens it up. She hastily scrawls a beautifully written message, tears the sheet out of the notebook and hands it to you. And on it says, I, Audsley Barron, declare that the Smouldering Violin was taken from my possession by some horrendous burglar and wish it to be returned to me immediately. And then it's signed by her. She says, "This will, of course, solve all your problems."
Oh. Well, I will give it a shot. I will use one of my one-action rests to recover my sorcery. And then I'll just use that sorcery addition gain to cast another teleport spell to take me to Kiana's doorstep.
Okay. There you are.
And I'll just try the door. I'm not even going to knock.
Okay. You open the door, and there are your friends, and they seem to be scheming.
Hello, scheming friends.
What did you find out? Where's Audsley?
Is she coming?
She wrote me a note. It's the best I could do.
All right. Well, we have a plan a little bit, so.
So we catch you. The cleaning lady told us she doesn't trust 2-3, so we don't either. So we're gonna go back in and take care of the situation.
Wait, 2-3?
It's complicated.
She has another copy of herself.
Her eyes turned to 3 after she convinced Kiana to do what she wanted.
And so you decided that her name is now 2-3.
Yes. Well, she
That's
was too, so.
Why not? Sure.
So
We haven't actually asked.
I don't think that we will.
The new card is the rat, but the rat is a companion card, and so it duplicates the effects of the previous card, so things stay the way they are.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so let's go make this happen.
Let's go in.
Okay.
All right. So you see the two of them are over again at the far end of the hall. They seem to be in some kind of very contentious sort of back and forth conversation.
Can we hear that? Like, can we, like, if we're very
You can pick
quiet,
up just enough. They're haggling.
They
right?
are
They're
haggling, so
they're
she
talking
does
price,
wanna
they're
buy
talking,
this.
Yeah.
okay, let's
I mean,
see
you
if-
can't make out every
Sure.
single word, but it's clear that they're haggling. And you guys come in and you know, can take an action or something like that if you want to before they even are away. They weren't expecting you to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's...
Try and cage the 3
Okay.
in my
Okay.
conversation.
What is the range? Is it long?
It is nearby.
Okay. So you're
we're
going to
gonna
have
get
to
close.
get closer.
Alright, so we'll walk closer.
Okay. What about you?
I think I have I don't think I'm gonna go in there yet. You have a plan, so I think I'm actually
Such as it is.
I'm gonna cast Asmatis hand.
Okay.
So that it lets my hand become ghostly, and sighted digits, which let me put those eyeballs on my fingers, and so I'll basically phase a little bit through the wall, but I'm kind of waiting in the hallway, looking at. I'm basically. I want to be the card that 2-3
yet
doesn't
drawn.
know
Sure.
we have yet.
Very nice.
So.
Okay. And do we have to worry about depletions on those yet?
I don't believe so. Each hour I will.
Oh, okay.
check.
So they're going to last a long time. We're not going to
Cool.
worry about it.
Yeah.
You could easily have cast both those spells
Before we
go
go
in. So you're like peering through a wall or something.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Well, I'm going with Savion because if his spell succeeds, that's good for me. If it fails,
Yeah.
it's also good for me. So we will see what happens, and I will play backup.
And you have the letter, so.
Oh, true enough.
Does that mean, do you want to take front?
Well, let's start.
Let's see how the caging works.
Let's see if the letter works. I doubt it works.
Me too. She's
And then I'll try and cage the woman.
okay.
Oh, all right. All right, then I'll step forward with the letter.
Okay, so you guys are crossing about half the length of the hallway, striding confidently.
Yes.
The letter in hand,
the letter in
waving
hand.
it like it's important in some fashion.
Okay, so
It is.
at that point, the two of them, notice that you've come back. They turn and look at you, and
No.
3's eyeglasses turn to 4s.
What?
And
Attention rises. We don't know why.
Kiana looks dumbfounded. I asked you to leave, and she's just stuttering and upset. And what do you do?
I am going to speak to her and say, please, if you would just take a moment, read this letter. I have an official statement from Audsley Barron herself stating that she is the owner of this. I'm trying to protect you from this person who is trying to involve you in a crime.
You're going to need to make a roll for that.
And I will also cast Resolving Visions of the Present, which, after speaking to someone pleasantly for a few moments, I get a +2 on my...
Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
sure.
Yeah, they are +2 to say yes to a request.
Nice.
Nice.
Ooh.
Okay.
Lovely. Is this
So,
back?
you need
Yeah.
to make a roll?
Yes. Yes, and you'll add +2 to this.
All right, then I'm going to spend a penny of interaction. So this is a venture of 3. I roll 6.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
And she says, "Oh, very well. Let's see this letter." And she's asking to come even closer.
I'm coming up.
Okay,
Me
but
too.
you're not going to.
Not going to quite do that yet, no.
Yeah, I'm also there.
Okay, so you're just all
Watch,
coming
very
forward. You're
watchful.
still
I'm
keeping.
hanging out in the hallway.
I'm keeping an eye on 3, though. If I see anything out of the
You mean
ordinary.
4?
All right.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna.
So
we're gonna
I'm
tag team her.
hair trigger ready to try and cage her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. At that point, we'll turn a new card. It is the Alchemist. And the Alchemist is the adept of secrets, but adept always means play another card immediately. So now we are already all the way to the red sun, and we play the sealed door. Sounds kind of ominous what you guys are going to do. It is also of the secrets family and enhancing silver magic, which is creation and that kind of thing. So, So if you're of the Secrets family, your actions are enhanced.
That's me.
you.
Hanging out in the hallway.
Nice.
I'm very helpful.
It seems perfect somehow.
All right. And so you approach with this letter. All right. She reads the letter. She seems to be very seriously considering it. At which point 4 is just like, this... Okay.
So I'm going to pump all my sorcery in so I can try and get a level 7 entity. Although I think someone up to level 7.
Okay.
I think I can only get up to level 6. Let me reread this. Effect level of spiritual being is 1 higher than normal for these purposes. So I believe I can only get up to level 6 then, actually.
Okay.
So I'm going to try it.
Okay.
And I guess I need to... comes with... I don't know. Yes, it comes with a die. So I'll borrow one of these. And I would like to use... I can't use any. I'm using it all up for the actual roll. But it's level 7, so I'll have a venture of 7.
Nice.
9 and 5.
Yes.
Dang.
So, 4 disappears and appears in
My weather station?
in the cage that you have.
Yes.
Yeah, in this bulbous cage that you have holding in your hand, and you can see that she is in there, and she's got the violin in a bag.
Oh, oops.
And
Well, we got the violin.
inside there, and she seems angry.
I will make it so she can't communicate. You can see her, right? But I'll just,
Right. She's
Oh my gosh.
looking very frustrated, and this makes Kiana surprised. What on earth? What just happened?
Did she see it go into the cage?
It doesn't. She was busy reading.
All right, well, I'll just put a little cloth over the phone, and I say, I think that woman you're talking to just fled. Like a criminal would.
And and then suddenly there's a voice,
Uh-oh.
and it from behind you
Oh.
that says, "Or I was rudely attacked by magic."
Oh.
And you see her standing there, and she has 3 in her glasses.
Oh, little brat.
Wait, what? What's going on here? Should I look at my cage again?
You still see her in there, and she has 4s, and she still has the bag. The woman with the 3s does not have the smoldering bag.
Replicating.
Well, but who is this then?
So you confirm that she was attacked by magic.
Oh my
I turn
god.
to 3,
Okay.
and I say, well, who is this then?
Okay. Does anyone else want to take an action?
I say ostinato, and I cast the ostinato on her.
Okay.
It's a level 4.
You're casting it on.
The 3. I'm casting
Okay.
it on 3.
Okay.
It's a level 4, and
What's going
I
on
will
here?
use it
Don't
for the
know.
venture. So I have a venture of 5, and it's +1 die. And I roll a 9 and a 5.
Okay. And
And so
remind.
ostinato makes her repeat the same phrase over and over, unable to act otherwise until it depletes.
Okay. And this is probably every round.
Oh, yeah, 0
depletion?
to 3 each round.
Okay. And so
She said.
she says, "Or I was rudely attacked by magic." Or I was rudely attacked by magic.
I love this part.
Oh, okay.
And
Hopefully she can't
do you want?
replicate.
Do you have an
She's-
action?
I'm going to use my other 1 action recovery.
Okay, great. Great. Get some sorcery back. Still hanging back?
I am. I'm not sure what to do. I'm sorry.
So-
are there any other...
You're our ace in the hole.
I'm in the hallway.
Right next to you.
Oh no!
There is suddenly, without warning, a woman with glasses, and they have 2s in the lenses.
I touch her.
Okay.
Casting memory spew. That's
Oh,
all I
man.
have, guys. I panicked. With a touch, I make a person use an action to cough up a ball of gelatinous substance that is 1 memory. Ideally, her burglary of the violin. I get to add. If I add 2 sorcery, I can choose the memory.
Okay. And so you're going to do that? Yeah. And so you're going to steal her memory that she took the violin at all?
I mean, well, is it a thing that I can
use as evidence?
Can't you yeah. Is there any way that it can be...
Is that what it... Can you do something with the memory?
I guess not.
I think anybody who eats it learns the memory.
Well, she's got...
I thought it would
You
be.
can give it to Gianna. Here, eat this.
Oh, yeah. If anyone ingests it, they gain that memory.
Okay. All right.
I can make it a...
So you mean you can get her to get her to eat this memory that she coughed
For
up?
evidence. I submit this
All right.
evidence.
Well, let's see if your spell succeeds.
That's
I'm
a big
so
hit.
proud of you.
Okay. So let's see. Okay.
I can make it look more appealing to her.
Ooh, good. All right. So this is just what it costs, and then I'm going to spend a bene to increase my venture.
Okay.
And yeah.
So that total, the level plus the is your venture.
Okay, then it's 6.
Okay.
And I rolled an 8 and a 2.
Okay.
So
You guys are rolling great. She appears with kind of a ha-ha look on her face,
that's what made me do it.
and then you touch her and she coughs up this thing that looks very much sort of like a hairball that a cat would cough up, but it's the size of a small ball, like a golf ball maybe. And this just falls splat on the floor.
Yeah. Yep.
And she uses her action to do
Yes,
that.
she
So
does. she's
she's just stunned and surprised. What's going on? All right. So meanwhile, Kiana. She kind of folds the letter in half, and she says, "That's it. I want all of you out of my house immediately."
That's fair.
And that's the only action that she takes. What actions do you want to take? Obviously, 3 says, or attack me rudely with magic.
I'm happy just to leave. We have a violin in my cage.
We don't... Yeah, do we want to leave 2 here, though? Because what if eventually she's going to stop doing that delightful thing, and then I don't want her to attack Kiana or something. Should we take her with us?
Can we, without disrupting your magic?
Yeah, I think so. I think she'll just keep talking.
Yeah, let's try and lead her out if you think
Okay.
that's
I mean,
kosher.
she'll probably resist us, but...
Oh.
Yeah,
she can't do anything, including...
I mean, she can
including
defend.
resist,
She can
right?
defend
Oh, she can.
herself,
Oh, okay.
right? You can't just do anything you want to her. But
Okay.
it would seem that if you wanted to just sort of all of you
Yeah, let's do that.
strong her
We'll go
out
back
of there, you probably could.
Go back to Audsley and see what's what.
Well, if we leave a room, then we see you in 2.
Right.
You come in on a scene. In the hallway, I have to say.
What happened here?
All right, so you guys all you guys
Yeah,
all
we're gonna
start.
All
right.
I'm very sorry.
It's unless you're gonna run. It's a big hall, right?
Right.
So it's gonna take you a bit to get across. So about the time that you are reaching the doorway to where you know your friend is, suddenly.
Oh, no.
Appearing next to you is a woman, tall, muscular, and she has wands in her glasses, and she is immediately trying to grab the
Cage.
weather station, the cage that you keep your prisoners in. So you need to make a dodge defense roll.
Okay. No.
Keep her from grabbing hold of that.
No, it's resist that I have. All right, so I'm going to actually use some movement, Bene.
Or you can rudely attack me with magic.
and some sortilege, so I have a venture of 1, and I'll get a 7 and a 9.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice
So
again.
you quick reflexes, you pull back, and you keep the thing, and she's just grabbing for it. And then what do you do?
I grab for her glasses.
Ooh.
With your other hand?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
That will be an attack roll, basically.
Accuracy?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, sortilege as well with that. All right, so venture of 1.
She really has no eyes.
8 is my highest.
Okay. So you grab the glasses and pull them off of her, and that's when you see that the glasses they're just normal glasses, and it's actually her eyes that say on them.
I
Holy.
was hoping they were a kindled item of great power.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Instead,
I got some
Since she is a
And what do you do?
I assume I'm holding on to
Right,
3.
3.
Okay.
No, 2.
2.
No.
No.
Th-
2 is by you. 3. You got 3. Yes.
You have 4. No, you have 1.
4 is
you
in
have
the
1.
cage.
Okay.
1 is trying to grab
Got it.
the
That's
cage.
right.
Got it.
You've got 3. And you're just keeping
Who's at
on
4?
pushing her
Well,
along.
You got this?
to me,
We got this.
Yes.
I'm out.
I've got this.
She's out front.
Oh, you
I
took
don't know.
off.
You haven't
she's-
quite reached her
We're
yet.
still.
Yeah,
You said we came upon a scene.
I thought you
We
got there.
we jumped.
Oh, okay.
turn back.
Sorry. Then yeah, I'm gonna keep moving with her.
Okay.
Okay, I am going to. I'm going to touch.
1.
Who's
1 is
one?
trying
I'm
to
going to
grab
touch
4.
1, and I'm going to say, "Weep while the world weeps, bitch."
Yes.
A person you touch sees their own weeping face wherever they look.
This is, before you roll, this is a new round. So we have the Tyrannical Clock. It's enhancing invisible magic, which is defensive, so it's not going to help you. But it is enhancing notions.
That's not me. So this is level 5 plus 1
I
die.
need it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a venture, and then so it's a venture of 5. 5 and a 2.
Okay. So she suddenly cries out, "Ah!" She looks at all of you, and
Hers.
yeah, yeah,
More
exactly.
hers.
Looks at 3, and she seems horrified by what she sees.
All right, so everywhere they see their own weeping face. They suffer 1 point of mental damage each round, as well as a -1 penalty to all actions, and it's 0 check each round.
Cool.
So I probably also need to check for.
You do. You need to check for the.
Okay, and she's 0 to 3, so 9.
Okay. And do we have any other each round effects to be worried about? Okay. So, now is when you move a little bit farther so that you can see that your friend is dealing with 2, and 2 now has an action. And her action is to just literally punch you in the face.
Oh
It's gonna be my action. I'm so glad. Yes. Okay. Do it.
She is just hauling
Yeah,
off and punching
well,
you.
Good luck.
So you're going to need to make
So-
a defense roll.
This is so delightful. Okay. Movement would be what I could use to try a little harder.
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to venture 1, and
Sorcerer of the night.
I rolled a
You
0.
rolled a 0. Okay, well, it's not like
not
magical flux or
flux.
anything, but it is going to be
Just
a failure. So she punches you
Yeah.
for 2 points of damage.
Okay.
Are you wearing red to go with that?
Or purple as we start bruising. Okay.
And so the rest of you come upon this scene.
Oh no!
You're leaving the
was
horrified one
I was
sort of
hoping
behind.
to bring.
Actually, no,
horrified
she's not.
one.
She's not incapacitated, correct?
She's
just
not.
taking
Her
damage.
things are just difficult, so-
she's okay. So she's also going to try to grab that cage again,
Okay.
but she is suffering a penalty, right?
Yep.
But you're going to need to
So
make
you're gonna resist.
another dodge.
Oh, sorry.
One is continuing to keep pace with you and grabbing at the cage.
I'm going to try. Okay, first I have to make a dodge, though. All right, gotcha.
And you
Got a
have
venture from the card.
you've got
So,
notions.
so I have a venture of 2. 3.
She grabs
Shit.
it away from you.
Oh
Really?
no!
All right, well, I don't think
Oh,
she's
she's a horror. I don't like her.
Yeah.
All right, when I have something I want to do here, what's my action?
Okay, I believe that would be now.
All right, I'm going to try and do the gaze turns inward to see real beauty. Try and do that private world around her. So,
Nice.
unfortunately, oh no, I had a bunch of sorcery. So, it's going to be a venture of 6.
Isn't this an incantation?
It is.
So you don't have to spend any.
All right. So it's going to be Venture 5. And it does come with a die. Excellent. 5 is my high.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait, that's a 7.
Okay. And so you are controlling her senses, and what are you trying to make her perceive?
I'm going to try and make it perceive like suddenly, to begin with, that this little cage that she has grabbed is actually on fire.
Nice.
Right? From just burning her flesh and her.
And it also has her face on it, so.
Yeah.
And then she's in a hallway, which the only thing she can see is like towards the front
Nice.
door.
Ooh.
Okay. So, there's good news and there's bad news.
Okay.
Good news is that seems to have worked exactly like you designed, right? She suddenly cries out, and the bad news
How
is
strong is my cage?
is that she just flings this burning cage across the not across the room, it's too big, but it was quite a ways.
Sure.
And it lands what?
I was going to say, could I intervene?
What do you want to do? This is a GM shift.
I was going to telekinetically grab it so it didn't crash to the ground.
You can try a very difficult action to pull that off.
Okay. Well, this is about 5 pounds, right?
Sure.
Okay, so I can do that for 2. I'm just going to bump that up to 4. Let's say I'll spend 4 sorceries. It's a level 4 spell. So I can have a lot of precise control
Okay.
on that. And, yeah. Do I get an extra die for this?
No.
Okay. So.
Because normally you wouldn't be trying to catch things flying across your room.
Okay, then
If you wanted to make it a level 5 spell, then we could say it is a catch something flying across the room type magic, and then you would get a die.
I'll just stick with 4 for now.
Okay.
So Venture 4. Roll 0.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, the die has turned.
Yeah,
It's not a magic die, so it's just a...
Right. You're just
All right.
trying to grab hold of it. So that fails. And it lands with a clang, a clash, and a crack.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
that's a bad word in the actual.
But you get a despair.
Oh, yeah.
You get a despair as you see
Oh no.
4 suddenly appearing next to your broken cage, holding the smoldering bag.
Okay, so the violin's okay. So that's a start.
Yeah, she looks none the worse for wear.
Probably the best out of any of them.
Right, because so let's
Right.
assess. I believe it's your action.
Okay.
But let's assess. We've got actually you also have an action because
Yeah, I don't think I have an action this round yet.
punched, but you did not punch. back.
My action is going to be...
Let's assess.
Okay.
So one is in their own world.
And seeing clocks.
Private Saturine.
Right.
Face, I mean, her
Look at
face,
that.
not clocks.
So she is right. She is seeing what you're making her see, but she's imposing her own weeping face over everything, even within your illusion.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm one bettering you. I'm like, no, I'm one bettering you.
So that's 1. 2 is with you, and apparently no longer has memory of the of stealing the violin, but is angry at you, and, and looks like she's going to continue to try to fight. 3 is saying the same thing over and over again. We're going to need you to make a repletion roll for that. And 4 has just reappeared with the violin.
Got it. Okay. Do I make the depletion roll now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So I have 2 depletion rolls, the faces and the repeat.
Okay.
So this is faces, which is a 3, and 1 for repeat. So she's done.
Okay, so once again, 3 and 4 are active, and I guess 2 is as well.
And so she took a point of damage from your...
Yes.
Yeah.
That happens before the depletion.
Right.
Yeah. Well, actually, the one that's taking damage is
It's still taking
still-
damage.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
it's the
right,
other one
that's
that
right.
depleted, right.
and then you have an action.
Let's see. So I'm going to...
Oh, Actually, this is going to be the
I'm
Invisible
gonna
Sun
wait and
card.
see what that is before I decide.
It's a good one. If you are of the Mysteries family, you're going to be particularly happy because this is the Defender of Mysteries, which is going to be a +2 basically on all actions.
Nice.
For Mystery
Very
family.
nice mysteries. I'm actually gonna take a recovery and recover my sorcery pool.
Okay.
'Cause I think I'm gonna need
And
this.
what about you?
I scoop up the memory into one of my many. I'm not sure what I have on me. A pocket.
Put it in a pocket, easy, sure.
A moist pocket after this, but that's okay. And then I think the other thing I want to try. We'll see how this goes. So I have this ghostly hand with eyes on the end of it. That's still in effect. So it says that I can, if someone were to it phases through very slowly. And you guys are about to come out, or you've already seen me, right?
Yes. They're kind of entering the foyer with you.
Well, do I want to kill this person? I can reach my hand in, and I could let it become corporeal while my hand is inside them. But to get them far enough inside, they'd have to stand still. So I don't know. That may be too difficult. Maybe I'll just punch them.
With your corporeal or non-corporeal hand is the question.
With my corporeal hand, so it looks like it'll go through, but it phases through too slowly, right? So it'll still hit them.
Eyeballs.
Yeah, just to mess with them. Okay, cool. So I assume I'm not going to venture.
Okay.
I'm not going to spend any bene, but I will spend a sortilege. I'm going to magically punch them a little bit with my weird ghost hand.
Okay.
I rolled a 9.
Nice.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
You punch her in the jaw.
Yeah, good.
You're going to do 2 points of damage to her.
Okay.
It wasn't entirely noticeable before when 4 was taking the mental damage, but it is dramatically obvious now that when you punch 2, all of them actually kind of seem as though they take a little damage.
Interesting.
And at that point, you all hear Kiana just screaming at this point, "Get out of my house! Stop all of this instant! I don't want any of this!" Right? Because you're having this melee in her beautiful home with all these precious collectible violins and other instruments around.
Yeah.
And
I thought I could stop it.
let's see. So 2
Just got punched.
She is going to go for the door. And so she runs over to the front door because she's in the foyer. She runs over to the door and opens it, and then looks back to kind of check on the others. 4 is just making a beeline to get through that open door with the Smouldering Violin.
Nope.
And let's see, 3 is utterly incapacitated. And
No, that's 1.
okay, that's 1.
1 is in her own world. 3 was repeating, but is now fine.
She is running next to 4, kind of running interference.
I would like to try and make the illusion look like the floor is dropping away behind 1, so she has to go in a particular direction. I want to try and, it's going to be difficult, try and run her into these other 2 so they all go sprawling, or at least, are distracted.
That sounds like it'll be extraordinarily difficult.
Doesn't it?
I'll
give it a shot.
You can give it a shot.
Do I have any intellect? Yes, I do. All right. I assume it'll take some smarts to make this work.
Makes sense.
But I have no sortilege unless someone would like to lend me some. And this,
I have one. I'll lend you one.
Oh, thank you.
Just because I want
All
to
right.
see.
So I have a venture of 1. Minus anything that, unless I have something that, probably not. So, but I roll an 8. That's my dice. Thank you for that sort
Yeah.
of age.
All right, so you're able to get her to move via the sensory illusion that you control that you have around her. So she does stumble forward, and she stumbles a little bit into. Oh, let's see. This is 3. So she stumbles a little bit into 2, but she does not stumble into 4, who actually has the violin.
Yeah.
Do you want to take an action?
How far is 4 from me right now?
Very close. They're kind of running sort of almost through you guys to get out.
Okay.
So then I'm going to dump a bunch of sorcery because I get +2, which means I can cast a spell for 2
Correct.
fewer sorcery.
Yes.
So a level 6 ability I could do is control a creature's mind for rounds.
Ooh.
I'm doing something weird here. I would like to combine wounds and heat to just make them feel like they are burning to death.
Oh my
Just gonna be
god.
completely overwhelmed and not moving.
That's my
This is
shtick.
4?
This will be a level 6 spell. On
Oh,
four.
on
on
4.
4.
On 4.
Okay. So you're going to have to roll to affect her. This will give you a die.
Right. And because it's actually a level 6 spell, even though it's costing me 2 less, that's a venture of 6, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I roll 2 7s.
Wow. Okay. So 4 cries out in pain and starts yelling about fire and kind of stands perfectly still.
Oh.
And just fire! Fire! She's yelling out.
How long does that last?
It's for rounds, so I assume it has like a 0 depletion per round?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So we want this violin back. So am I close enough to touch 4?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna touch her with my tiny bird claw.
Okay.
One was already on fire.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna give her a little touch of madness, darling. So she suffers 1 anguish, and until they recover that anguish, they act erratically, they cannot form complete sentences, and they cannot focus on a single goal. Wow. So we can just take that violin back. So it gives me +1 die, and I'm going to use a bene of sorcery, so I'll have a venture of 6, and I'm going to use...
Isn't this an ephemera?
Yes.
You don't add bene to ephemera. They just are what they are.
I'm sorry, venture of 5, and I'm gonna. Can I add sortilege? Mm-hmm. Okay, so it gives me 1 die, and I'm gonna add a sortilege.
Oh, you have to have a secret to do that.
That's right. All right, 8 and a 0. The 0 is on my extra die.
Okay, so we have. So first of all, we have some magical flux, but it's about time, right?
Yeah.
So your magical flux is that this might actually be good. The door slams shut,
Oh,
and in fact, you can hear kind of a latch click inside of it.
I meant that.
And so, what was your better of your rolls?
8.
An 8. All right, and your venture was 5.
5.
Okay. So you think that you affected her with
Great.
this, and she begins, well, when she's not held
fire.
motionless by the horrible burning, she's also going to have to deal with the fact that she's utterly mad, and things are bad. It's bad to be 4 right now.
Good.
Did I notice a success on the part of my...
Oh yes, definite success over there.
There we go.
Yeah,
Somebody
you guys are going to have to
should-
keep track of these rivalry
I keep
successes.
forgetting. Someone needs to alleviate her of that violin.
The one who thinks she's burning and
is in... Yeah.
And it would be your action.
Yes. So, interestingly enough, can I carry that violin in one hand?
You would imagine so. You actually haven't seen the violin.
Oh,
We've just seen the smoldering
But
bag.
the bag, I could also
She's
hold
holding
my
it in one hand.
I have a spell called Plentiful Pockets. I have hundreds of hidden
Nice.
pockets in my clothing, some of which are far larger than they appear. I can store vast amounts, including and up to the size of anything I can carry in a hand.
Okay.
So I still have to get it from her, but she's probably not going to, hopefully, not to resist
Yeah,
it.
she's...
So let's try that. Presumably casting that spell might be...
Is your action.
You check each day. Weird. Okay.
Well, that makes sense, because you can cast it in the morning.
Yeah, I would cast
That's
that.
awesome.
I assume I have to cast it now, though, since I didn't establish.
You know, given the nature of the spell, I can imagine this is the kind of spell that you would cast probably every day, right? I mean, as long as you want
and it's only every few days because I just check for depletion. So.
Right. Okay, so I'm perfectly happy saying that you've already got that in effect.
Cool. I'm very excited.
So you want to just grab the violin and
I want to simply grab the violin.
I'm sure the bow is already in another
all
pocket.
of the things that are keeping her from
actually, this might be simple.
anything, you just take the bag.
I take it and then it's gone. Yep.
Nice.
But
did you look inside?
I should look inside.
Yeah.
I should make sure it's the vibe.
Yeah.
I think I would.
okay, it is that moment that you stop, you pause, and you look in, and you see that indeed, it is this beautiful violin, and there appear to be runes that run down the sides of it, and in fact, that seems to be where the runes themselves are what are smoldering on the sides of them, and giving off these little wisps of smoke. And it is as you pause and take that quick look before stuffing it into your plentiful pockets that two, who was over by the door, but the door has just slammed shut, now just dives for the bag.
Oh, yeah.
And so you're going to need to dodge her attempt at grabbing the bag away from you.
Okay, I'm definitely, I'm going to use a little bit of sortilege here. I think it's important that I get this.
We help by getting in the way.
She is, yes.
Pardon?
You're close to me.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Okay,
and it's,
so venture 2 and maybe a new.
Yes. We should. So this is the Defender of Secrets.
Oh my gosh!
That's +2 if you're secrets.
Thank you. Venture 4.
But still +2 for this one. This stays in effect.
Wow, very cool. All right.
Go. Oh no!
Oh my god. Oh. I rolled a 0 not on my magic die and a 1. Wow. So it was just a 5.
Okay. So try as you might.
Oh no!
You're perhaps so stunned at the beauty of this violin. You are moved, and she manages to grab the bag away from you.
Oh, so close.
So now 2 has the bag.
Get it?
So should we recap?
All right.
So 4 is in a world of hurt with 2 spells completely keeping her from really taking any meaningful action. 3 is in her own sort of sensory world, completely controlled by...
as long as I spend each action doing it.
Oh, you have to spend an action. Okay.
So far I have.
Okay. So Savion is just maintaining the illusion around 3. 2 now has the bag, and 1 is was running interference for 4 and gotten jostled by 3, but is recovering now and is runs over to the door and is trying to open it, and it does appear to be locked.
Oh my god. Poor Kiana.
Yeah.
I'm never leaving.
So what do you do? Or actually, did you? Yes, you took an action.
Yes, I did.
I think I want to, at least through this round, continue to control this person. So I will just have the floor stop moving and just have the walls kind of close in. And I'll actually write a message on the wall that says, "Convince your compatriots to surrender or things will go very badly for you." And I have badly burning.
Over which?
Full screen.
Let me see if she sees her face over that.
Oh, is this the one who's
0.
also seeing?
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, right.
It's not anymore.
Oh, she's
deleted
not.
yet.
Okay.
So the faces go away, only to reveal threatening messages.
All right. So from your guys' perspective, you just see her kind of staring off of the wall, going "Ah!" and seeming to be very upset. And it's your turn.
I'm going to. So 4 is out of it, and you're doing that too.
3, I believe.
3.
Okay.
2 has the bag, and
2
1 is trying to open the door.
All right, I'm going to run up and punch 2.
Okay.
Just resorted to punching.
I'm going to use Swordledge, and I'm going to use 1 Bene of Accuracy. So
And you still got
Oh, right.
this working for you.
Right, so
Yes.
Venture 3.
Okay.
That's a 7 and an 8.
Nice.
You punch her. You do 2 points of damage.
Spent some of that for extra damage or something. I don't often punch.
And she doesn't. She reacts as though she's getting pretty hurt by all of this, and she kind of stumbles backward, still hanging onto the bag, but not tightly.
I say, just drop it, lady.
Yes, we've had
It's
that
not worth
violin
it.
twice now in our clutches. And we've lost it.
Do you have enough to tell it, like, are you... I want to take that violin and get you to just teleport it to Audsley's, but you also have great pockets, so let's get that. I'm gonna try to take the violin from
Okay.
the crazy lady.
It's effectively an attack roll.
Let's see. I don't really have anything that's gonna help with that other than that's movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Accuracy. Sorry. So I have 1 venture. Yep, that's all I have. 1. I'm not very good at that part.
Give me that.
All right.
It was worth a shot.
So she's keeping it away from you, but you can. I mean, she's just gotten punched, and she looks back and she sees one of the others trying to open the door and failing. So, I know you have an action, but she says, sort of out of actions, she says, "Look, free us all from these spells, and you can have this blasted violin."
I will release the one I got 3.
Okay.
I needed to roll depletion on my fiery pain spell too. So yeah, it doesn't deplete.
I can't release her from that curse.
Good.
You can't?
No, it's a curse, right? I mean, I can't release her from that. It's not a spell. She has to release herself. I guess I could heal her.
So we've dropped 2 effects.
Okay.
We'll take the violin.
At this point, so once a couple of them, because both of them sort of were surrounded by fire and all these things, once they kind of come to seemingly their senses, because Touch of Madness is actually a little bit subtle, right? It's not overt horrible things, right? It's just kind of she acts erratically or whatnot. Mm-hmm. So 2 actually seems placated. Mm-hmm. And she drops the bag on the ground. I mean, gently. She doesn't drop it. The group of them goes over to the door, kind of working together, gets it open, and they're going to leave. And they're just take it. It's not worth it.
Pleasure doing business with you.
You whores. Do you put that in your pocket, please?
I definitely do. I wish I had some way to track them, but I don't think I do. I want to know more about... I hate these guys, in short.
We'll do research on these people.
All right, well...
Okay,
thank you. Okay, I hide the bag without looking, just shove it in the bag.
You learned your lesson. It's a bad lesson to learn.
And let's find our way back to Audsley.
Yeah.
So Kiana is now standing in the entry to the foyer. And she's looking cross, but then a look kind of comes across her face, and she looks at you and she says, "Is it beautiful?"
Mm-hmm. I get watery-eyed, and I just nod. It's incredible.
I'll pay you what I was going to pay her.
Oh.
That makes us like 1, 2, 3, and 4.
No.
You can't. No. I die a little inside.
How much was that, I say? Just out of curiosity.
For a friend.
Yes.
Well, we were coming to a negotiation, but we were talking in the neighborhood of 4 gem orbs and 2 mage coins.
Well, maybe we can work out something where since you helped us recover this stolen item, perhaps we can work out something with Audsley Barron so you may come and have visiting rights and take a look at it. We can work out something in that way. But I don't think, you could do whatever you want, of course, but I don't think we're in a position to give this stolen item to you.
Perhaps you could purchase it from her.
We will relay your price.
You lied to us. I don't even know why we're still in your house.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go.
Then leave, please.
I'm gonna go grab my.
That's right. It's still there.
I can fix that. It's fine.
Okay. I was afraid I was gonna have to ask.
It's broken glass. Come on.
But thank you for saving me from that.
If you have any other stolen goods that you need assistance with, I can be found at the office of the Order of the Honed Thought. We're great at finding things, as you found out.
Please leave.
I think it's fine.
I can't believe you guys are going to sell her that violin. She totally lied to us. As though she didn't know it was stolen.
It's all finished up.
Okay.
I think she wants us to leave.
We did.
Yeah, we
did. We're outside.
All right. You're back out in the street. What do you do now?
Find someone to buy this stolen thing.
we gotta fence it.
I would like to use at least an action to get my sorcery.
Yeah, good idea.
Maybe a couple actions. Down, down, down.
I catch my breath outside, listening to the singing of that woman. Or no, this is
a different place.
Yeah. Different place.
Quieter street.
I can't believe I didn't even get to look at the amazing... Is it a piano?
Organ.
Pipe
organ.
Gosh. Now she'll never let me back in.
That is sad.
Jeez.
Well, I suppose let's take this back to Audsley, and in return, hopefully she will tell us more about this girl from the other shore.
Yeah.
Max lets you in, brings you in to see Audsley, who is reclining on her couch. And she says, it's all of you. Darlings, do you have it? She says as a little waft of smoke comes out of one of your pockets.
Definitely, yeah. We do, but I want to make sure that we're forthright with you. The constabulary did not send us. We were just interested citizens, and you seemed like you needed assistance, and we'd like to further the friendship here.
Whatever, darling, as long as I have my violin bag.
All right.
Who you are doesn't really matter to me.
So you won't mind if we have a chat about one of your associates that we need information on?
Well, let's... I'd like to see my violin.
Yeah, I pull out the bag. It just keeps coming out of this tiny little pocket until it's here in its glory, and I'll hand her the bag so she can be the one to delicately take it out.
Max, if you would be so kind.
That checks
She
out.
says, almost disdainfully.
Oh my gosh. And I'll give the bow as well.
And she says, well, thank you. Max will give you a little treat on the way out. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, we need to talk to you about the girl from the other shore.
So now you need to make a persuasion roll.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to use Swordlish because I'm all out of interaction. But I got a +2 from the Sooth card. So,
right.
Venture of 2. I roll a 6 and a 1.
Okay.
And the violin probably adds to the adventure as well.
Doesn't hurt.
She says, waving her cigarette around, flicking ashes everywhere. And why are you asking about this girl?
A mystery was presented to us, and she may have answers for us.
Let me be clearer, darling. Why are you asking me about this girl?
Oh, I read in a magazine that you had recently hosted her. It said socialite Audsley Barron has hosted the girl from...
Oh, those magazines, you know how they tend to exaggerate.
I'm sure, but they were very, very clear in that you were a notable person and worth talking about?
Well, obviously, I turn away their interview requests all the time. But you have done me a kindness. I've got my violin back. That's very nice. You're going to leave soon. I will be honest with you. I like your face. It's a relaxed face.
It is a relaxed face.
She wasn't actually here. But I heard that perhaps at one point she was intending on perhaps visiting me once. But I have actually not had the pleasure of interacting directly with the girl from the other shore.
Could you tell us exactly who or what is the girl from the other shore?
I'm certain that I could not.
How did you hear that she might be interested in coming here?
Perhaps I didn't actually hear that she wanted to visit. But it would be very nice if she would have.
Okay.
I'm sure you can understand.
Oh, yes. No, I'm starting to understand. I 100% understand. Let me back up a couple more steps. Where did you first hear about the girl from the other shore?
Well, you see, she did visit someone. And that would be, it was someone of prominence, and I thought perhaps if she also had the time in her busy social calendar to also come visit me, it would make perfect sense. But alas, she apparently did not.
I'm so sorry.
But she did visit Jilamathnica.
Is that a name that any of us recognize?
I'm going to say yes. You, in particular, have heard of Jilamathnica. Because she's actually Jilamathnica the Ever-Dying, a goddess that lives in the district known as the Reinvention.
I don't know why she would have come to see Jilamathnica and not you. I don't think I quite keep the disdain out of my voice, although I try.
And she says, out of towners. But one can be certain that she is someone of great interest and importance. I mean, really, what is the other shore?
Yes, really, I know. Well, it's been so wonderful to make your acquaintance, and
Yes, I'm sure it has.
do you have a card that you can leave her?
I don't know if I want to. I start to take out a card and I just
Start to take out the memory.
Max, give them a few orbs as you show them out.
No, I'll take it.
Yeah. You've got a broken cage.
I do.
Fix,
I
man.
have this vintage.
I actually will give her one of my cards and say I do custom sortier work if you ever are interested in a specialized glass sorter.
Interesting. Do you have an example of your work with you?
No, but I have drawings of them.
She hands your card to Max. She says, perhaps we can see an example of your work sometime.
I can make arrangements to bring some by for your viewing pleasure.
Thank you so much for your visit, and please do come again sometime.
You let Max show us out.
Yes, we
Time to
do.
go.
And actually, Max does. If you take it, he does give you each a crystal orb.
I'm not
A crystal orb?
A crystal orb.
That covers lunch.
I'm going back.
I almost tried
I have
to.
a few things to say to her brain. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, as we're passing, I still have these eyes at the ends of my hands. So it's probably like Like, occasionally looking through her rooms. I don't know. I have to get something out of this woman. All right, a crystal orb.
A crystal orb.
Offensive.
And information. We did get some very
It's
useful.
true.
Not really.
I don't know anything about this Jellamothica.
Yeah,
person.
Jellamothica, is that familiar to anybody?
Only that she's known as the Undying God.
No, the ever-dying God.
Sorry, I can't read my own handwriting. Ever-dying God.
So, as we get ready to wrap this session up and move to the character summaries, through what you already know and information very easily obtained, there is a place in the district known as the Reinvention called Gamrose Tower. It is also sometimes known as the Bleeding Tower. And you don't know this firsthand, but you have heard, or you have heard, and the others of you can easily find out, that it is known as the Bleeding Tower because of Jellamothica, who is forever dying at the top of this tower.
Whoa.
And her blood washes down in a cascade down the tower continuously.
I'm intrigued because one of my aggregates is blood.
Yes.
You don't believe that it's probably as easy to go talk to Jellamothica as it would be to go knock on Audsley Barron's door. So next time there might have to be some plan for figuring out another way to get into the very top of this tower, perhaps with other means.
Start doing some research too.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
See what we can learn.
So we're going to end the session as we always do with character summaries, where we all go around and talk about how things might have pertained to character arcs, and just sort of how the events of the session fell upon you, specifically upon your character, and what you have to kind of say about things. And we'll start with you.
So I felt like it was sort of a mixed bag in many ways. I was around all these beautiful objects, but I didn't get to touch or even see really any of them. And so that's kind of like this thing being pulled away from me. And I was also promised all this knowledge, like, so that we were going to learn. And then, of course, Audsley didn't actually give us any knowledge at all. So I feel like I got all these promises. I did get to, get in there and move some people's mind furniture, and that's always delightful. So that was very fun. And so I feel like some things were awesome and other things were not so much. I didn't move any toward my character arcs in any way, I don't think. So that was kind of...
Cool. Well, because you started out talking about your character really enjoying messing with people's minds, and you certainly got to do a lot of that in this session. We will say that you've earned a joy from that. You're not going to earn a joy every time you do that, but here this first time, you really got to stretch those muscles, as it were.
Cool.
And then there will probably be a group award of acumen at the end too. But let's go first to Seru and find out how events fell upon him.
Seru had a pretty good session. No progress on his character arcs, but he did some impressive magic. Rolled really well on a lot of things. Even in my interactions with people, that was pretty good. So, and nobody really ruffled his feathers, so he's able to kind of maintain his chill for all that. The slight exception is in casting that kind of painful fire spell on 4. That's like something he would not want to have, happen to himself. But he's just like, all right, lady, we're going to make this stop right now. So he's like, that was interesting. And we're just rolling with what's going on.
Cool. This sounds like Seru's bag. Just kind of rolling with things as they go along. Okay, great. Savion?
Well, I would just like to know, speaking of rolling, that the very first roll I made of the evening was a 9.
Nice.
Yes.
In fact,
that's a Bruce Cordell triumph.
That is a rare thing.
And I don't know if I made any progress towards my arc, which is revenge, but I do have my Cage's adversary ability specifically in order to cage my father. So it was nice to try it out and see it succeed the very first time, even though it was later broken. So I need to get that thing fixed. And the last thing I noticed was that that in Kali I got a success at the end before I was able to show her that I was better. So
so that's waiting. I love it.
so we end with you 1 up.
All right, we'll start keeping score.
Yeah. We should have a tally somewhere.
Yeah.
So the Cicatrix, got to just be in the metal today, with the punching and get, a strange, really cool that violin. So I think she was really pleased to that we surmounted those thieves, right? Because they clearly had a lot of effects and interesting machinations going for them, and we got to get the better of them. So I think that was great. But I think she, her gallant nature really got to shine today, which made me very happy. And I got to do a little bit of weird ghost hand stuff, which was not outside of my usual repertoire of abilities, where I usually have to go fully into spirit form. So that was really cool. And I think mostly, I don't know that I really got it today, but I feel like this strange set of puzzles that are upon us are a really great opportunity for me to, I think we're going to, if no one's really talking about this girl from the other shore, that's a really well-kept secret. And for us to unearth it, that might be leading me down the path to give me some fodder for restoring this Order of the Honed Truth. And I also like that I got to give my business card out a lot. So,
So one thing I'm going to take small issue with each one of you is that you actually did progress a little bit in each of your story arcs, as each one of them begins with trying to move toward gaining some knowledge and assuming that the message in your gifts was true.
Right.
Oh, true.
You have
That's
moved
true.
a step closer to finding the girl from the other shore. So that is worth an acumen. There's also going to be a 2 acumen award for setting out to bring back the Smouldering Violin and succeeding at that.
Thank you.
Succeeding at it rather dramatically. Making some friends and potential enemies as you did so.
Excellent.
All right, and so we will. Some time will probably pass, giving you guys some time to do some development mode scenes if you want to, and we'll see you here again next time.
Cool.
That's great.
Yay!
Thanks, Mom.
Hey.